where shall today start? Damn, where shall today start? I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Uh, Greetings, salutations, my good people, my good humans, my good civilians, my good law-abiding citizens. It is the one, the only Kino, KEINO662 on Instagram and Twitter. I need to start doing that more often. I'm slacking, but I like this being a close knit thing going on. Yeah. Let's first talk about goddamn Ramadan. I'm participating in Ramadan right now. It's not not my religion of origin, but I think the best way to understand somebody is to enter their shoes and whatnot. So that's what I'm attempting to do with Islam and study it and be engulfed in it for right now. I was talking with my homeboy and I was explaining how doing Ramadan for the first time officially, willingly, it kind of made me realize that most religions that I know of are really just sun worship masquerading as something else. Um, this person was Christian, so they quickly was like, "Not Christianity." And I was like, "Nah, Christianity is just sun worship." You not Jesus Christ. I worship Jesus Christ. And I was like, "But who is Jesus Christ?" He was like, "The Son of God." And I was like, "Exactly, the Son of God, right? The risen Savior, right? The light of the world, right?" I was like, what thing have you ever seen walk on water?" He was like, "Nobody can but Jesus." And I was like, "Sure, but I've seen the sun technically glare over water." And I feel like that was the metaphorical, whatever the fuck was encoded to be all sun worship. And I think that's all that was is sun worship. I think that um if you take a deeper look into most the Bible and Christian beliefs and practices, it's really sun worship. And he brought up he brought up Easter, and I was like, how Easter is just some perverted pagan bullshit thing, even though it's actually the new year they're praising. Um, and the sun dies for 3 days every year too, and even the Egyptians knew this. And um, yeah, the risen Savior, he dies and rises again. Um, those are the things that I memorize and come off the top with. But yeah, speaking more about Islam, I think Ramadan is like a stance of solidarity almost with the sun. It being a new sun, I mean, a new year coming about, and in the spring, of course, because you have to be born before you die. You can't just not exist and then die. So that's why the new year must begin in spring. It can't begin when things are dead. Like your calendar will tell you that it happens in January when it's the crack ass of winter. That cannot be the new year for most of the known world. That doesn't make any sense. Now, me contemplating this and doing my due diligence to learn these things, that brought me around to the idea that the comfortability in the stance of, we're all on the right path. I always thought as a kid, like, all these religions have a piece of the puzzle, but it's just not ever going to be put together because nobody connects these shits. But it's really, we're all doing the same shit. We just have a different names for different shit. But yeah, that's where I wanted to start. I recently was threatened, and someone attempted, not really threatened, I wouldn't say. Somebody attempted to hmm, attempted to like intimidate me, and it kind of worked. And you know how it worked? It didn't work in a sense of like, you know, damn, I'm scared of this person's stature, physical ability, or whatever. I was like genuinely fearful of, because I thought this person was actually like uh on hard drugs, to be honest. I didn't know what to think of the whole scenario. And that and I was so fearful of that instance that that's not even what I wanted to talk about during the podcast. That shit just, hold on, not a gunshot. Not a gunshot for that one.
Bombakat!
That's more like it. So yeah, I didn't even want to talk about it, just came up type shit. But yeah. Well, how are you feeling? I'm gonna I'm gonna completely change the subject now. Yeah, more about, I know I'm all over the place. I'm kind of trying to hurry the fuck up because it is 1 hour before this pod is supposed to drop right now. I'm pretty much like Jay-Z when you think about it. I'm a Jay-Z of the podcast and shit. I don't write shit down and just hop in a booth and, you know what I mean? Lucifer down in the morning. I'm going to take you out the night. You see how I was able to even bring it back to church? Like, who's doing that? Who is doing these double entendre type beats? Who's doing these subject matters that no one else cares about but the speaker? And then the few who do don't share it because that's the way that the subject matter has to be digested. It's the absurdist. You see what I'm saying? Who's doing that? But then still having the wherewithal to bring it back around to the original topic. Like, come on, bro. See, that deserves a gunshot. That's where the gunshot was supposed to be at. Come on. But I digress. I toot my own horn every now and again, but I digress. Oh yeah, financial stability and literacy. I don't think we live in a time period where somebody can work a 9 to 5 and become stable enough to have the nuclear family ever again. Like one person, not the family. I think that's why they were preaching this 50-50 shit. And they're preaching this, either they're preaching this 50-50 shit or they're preaching this, how do I say, like, they're making people really happy to like have nothing, if that makes sense. And I think rich people own nothing and poor people own nothing. And that's really funny. Like the banks own everything, right? The banks own everything, and rich people have corporations that credit things from the bank. So they still own nothing. Like nobody has a car worth having and the title for that car, unless you're an idiot. You have a certificate of title. You don't have a title unless you're an idiot. right? Because money only has use if it's being spent and not hoarded. I think that for you to work a 9 to 5, you used to be able to work a 9 to 5, right? Stack up your little pennies, save up 7 grand over a period of 15 years, buy a mansion that in 20 years, that shit will be worth $1 million. Or 40 years, worth like $1 million. But that's because it's just a whole different time. I think nowadays you have to work a regular job and then you have to try some other shit on the side. There's no possible way for you to work a regular job and be wealthy. That's all I was trying to say. And I said that to say, like, what is gonna be the easiest way? Not even easiest, because nothing worth having is easy. And just like that, I'm talking about body count. I see. I am one of those regular podcasts. All you gotta do is read between the lines. I've been talking about my ex for the past 47 days. And if you didn't pick up on what I was saying the whole time, like, that's on you. But what was what was I? Yeah, you can't save up money and become wealthy. So, oh, you can always be wealthy of mind. Read a book. Go to your nearest library. Check out a book. Steal the book from the library. Who cares? Steal the books from the library. Read them. And then hand them down to your family so you guys have all the information. Information is power, right? I haven't spoke to somebody that I really wanted to speak to for years now. And for the life of me, I can't tell why that hasn't happened. I attribute it to out of sight, out of mind, because that's how my mind works. That's why I don't talk to a lot of people, because, I live my life. I assume they live their lives, and assume that I'm not a narcissist in that way where I think that if we don't speak, you haven't advanced at all. And when I come back to talk to you, I can talk to you the exact same way we used to. I don't assume that. And I also don't assume that your life hasn't progressed at all. I assume Sonder, which is the idea that everybody lives a complex life. Nobody's life is more complex than anybody else's. Everybody's life has nuance, and we're all in our own universe, but everybody's universe is just as beautiful and just as complex and just as intricate as everybody else's. So me knowing that, I just don't think that way. So I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, this person, right? So yeah, we haven't spoken in years. I mean, like, fucking good bit of time. Maybe even like a solid, like, I don't want to give a time frame because it gives it a long ass time, brother. My beard probably didn't even connect type shit. So yeah, and I attribute it to out of sight, out of mind. But I think as though I'm on the path of um I'm on the path of enlightenment, and I feel as though I'm on the path of three-dimensional success as well, financial stability, and I think that I have wisdom to dispose of, not even dispose of, wisdom to hand down, wisdom to gather and share. And I don't want, and I feel as though once I reach the first big checkpoint, like when I beat the boss battle of, all right, I feel like during this game that I'm playing right now, I have recently defeated like that first boss that teaches you how to play the game type shit. And that boss didn't have a name though. Sometimes it's the henchmen that you fight where they're like pause the game and be like press X to jump and then box to kick and then you learn that move type shit. And that boss really doesn't have a name yet, or it's not really a boss. It's just like a checkpoint type battle, and it could be some lackeys or something, or sometimes it's the boss. Sometimes it's the boss. But you just learn how to play during that game. I don't. Once I reach the level where you actually defeat a boss battle type shit, then level up tremendously. You know when like you were playing, let's say Destiny or something, or GTA, and you finally beat a heist or a raid, and you finally get some loot that is higher than you've ever gotten, but you can still wield it. Because you know you get a sword that's like max out at like 100, and you're still on level 17, so you can't even use it. Type shit. So once I reach there, I don't want this person to come back around and say like howdy or nothing. Because I'll be like, that's fucked. I mean, I won't shun them, but it's going to be very different. Very, very different. But, you know, to each his own. I love you still. Um, But yeah, doing Ramadan has kind of changed my live it and everything. For the newcomers, live it is diet, but we don't speak death unto ourselves, so you live it. Because the sun is going down later and later in the day, I try to get some nourishment, consume some nourishment, maybe 2 hours before sleep, and it has to be something substantial now. And yeah, it has to be something substantial. It can't be some bullshit. I usually eat bullshit all the time, but I've been cooking a lot recently, and there's something spiritual about preparing your own food with your own hands and eating with your hands as well. That's lovely. I want to learn how to make bake bread, maybe some naan. If I can learn how to bake naan, what? That'd be lit as fuck. Oh, my court case is almost done too. I gotta go back to court like May 10th. But after that's all cleared up, I'll tell you the bullshit that's been transpiring. But once that's cleared up, you're gonna see I'm gonna be outside a little bit more. Also gotta write down the ideas I be having. I don't know. I don't smoke, but my memory is like it won't behave itself whatsoever. And I really be busy as fuck. Like I want to do research on a certain topic and then bring it to you guys, and then we all just what's that shit called again? We all just sit and digest the information. I was gonna say though, damn, it was another word I wanted to use, but haven't quite mastered it just yet. But yeah, I've been getting my reading on and whatnot. When I'm working audiobooks, everything. If you haven't realized by now, this episode has no fucking like direction, particularly. That's because the episode I wanted to record, it I never did the research that I wanted to do. So we chilling. Chillcast. And I don't even have the energy to be like, fucking Gaza joke, fucking No, this is about positivity. This episode is primarily about positivity and growth. So that's why I'm also not talking about past situations, past blah blah blahs. Mm-hmm. We're just reasoning, and we have to have a plan for the future. You know, I've been flirting with the idea of van life. Um, that would be lit as fuck, in my opinion. If I can scale up the business that I'm in right now and make that self-sustaining and just do YouTube and van life, that would be sexy as fuck. I've also been flirting with veganism. Well, no, not veganism. Not fucking lame as hell. Vegetarianism. But I'll still eat eggs. So maybe just like a particular type live it. Cause I'm pescatarian right now, and I've been pescatarian for like 2.5 months or something, and I feel different for sure. I even stopped eating like certain gummies because they have pork in them and whatnot. So yeah, I'm pretty much just one of those prison Kufi Muslims now. So that deserves a gold star. I don't know. I feel like I want to put on another show too, just because I've been dropping a lot of music and I just want to perform all of it. That was always my favorite part. Like I hate watching numbers and fucking getting a response. Well, I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite part. Watching fucking numbers, getting responses from said people and everything. No, I much rather just perform. If I didn't put any songs out and I just gotta perform it, like that would be lit as hell. Oh yeah, and I had another conversation with somebody and it was like they told me to call them at, let's say, 5 p.m. I called them at 4 p.m. and they went straight to voicemail. I called a few times, they went straight to voicemail. So I was like, okay, cool. So I just never called, and they called me at 6 and was like, why didn't you call me? And I was like, nigga, what the fuck? Didn't you block me or something? I don't know what the fuck. I called you. He's like, no, you fucking did it. Da, 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 da. And I was like, bro, what? What do you want, proof? Yes. And I was like, I'm not giving you proof. What the fuck? Then why would you ask? And I was like, cause I didn't know that you were this deranged. I didn't know that you didn't trust me whatsoever. What the fuck? Why would the fuck would I say I called you and I didn't? If I forgot to call you, I'd just be like, oh shit, my bad. Like, what the fuck? People only lie to people they're afraid of, is my assumption. But turns out you were lying this whole time. But yeah, okay. I really don't have no topic to be chatting up, but this is just something I had to do because I said I was gonna put out that episode every fucking Saturday, and that's what the fuck I'm gonna do. But stay tuned for next week because we are gonna go crazy. Dead serious about that one. So, thank you for visiting your friend Kino, KEINO662. Thank you for staying. I know it's been a short time, but shit got to get done. And because this episode is so short, I'm going to look out next week. I promise. Thank you.